So ladies, gentlemen of the MCU, welcome to an update on not only kind of Deadpool 3, but also, I suppose, the promise, in a way, of the future of the MCU. Now, I don't want to, like, overreact to this, it's just, it is good news, and I wanted to give my opinion on it anyway. I said I'd be doing more kind of Marvel videos, MCU update stuff. I mean, there was a point in time when the most viewed video on this channel was to do with freaking Logan, and I was doing Spider-Man Far From Home update videos, so yeah, hopefully that'll come back, but let's get back on point, and that is, thanks to Collider, we've learned not only just like put the potential release date for Deadpool 3, but that it will in fact actually be R-rated. Now, that may be like, for some of you, of course, why wouldn't it be? Like, this is Deadpool. But we can't also forget, for those of you who are thinking that this is also Disney, and we haven't had an R-rated movie in the MCU before, and you may be thinking, why are you saying MCU? Deadpool isn't in the MCU. Well, he is, now, at least. So this is coming from Collider, who actually did speak to Kevin Feige himself, who had a few things to say about this. I'll leave the article linked down in the top pinned comment, so you guys can check it out for yourself. I'll be going over the main beef of this, so to speak, and then just give my opinion about what this could mean for future movies in the MCU, and how that really does excite me. Just because I wouldn't have said that this news was impossible at all. It's just, now that it's actually here, and then we've got characters that we know and love still yet to come to the MCU, and just, I guess, characters who will eventually come to fruition down the line, that they could indeed be R-rated, and that is just awesome. So they go on to say, some point into the article, Collider's own Steve Weintraub, I'm sorry, I butcher names, recently spoke with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige in anticipation of Marvel's first Disney Plus series, WandaVision. And by the way, let me know down in the comments below if you want me to review that. I believe I will be giving at least my first impressions on WandaVision. And during their conversation, Feige gave a promising update on Deadpool 3, revealed when filming will begin, and most importantly, confirmed the sequel will be part of the MCU. They say that's right, when Deadpool 3 happens, it won't be as some tangentially related property with a couple of jokes about the MCU. Ryan Reynolds, foul-mouthed mercenary, is officially joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he'll be keeping his R rating. Feige said sisters Lizzie Molyneux, Lojlin, and Wendy Molyneux are hard at work on the script, with Reynolds overseeing, but Deadpool 3 filming won't begin until 2022 at the earliest. So this is what he actually has to say. It will be rated R, and we are working on a script right now, and Ryan's overseeing a script right now. It will not be filming this year. Ryan is very busy, very successful actor. We've got a number of things we've already announced that we now have to make, but it's exciting for it to have begun. Again, a very different type of character in the MCU, of course, and Ryan is a force of nature, which is just awesome to see him bring that character to life. So that's quite a bit to take in initially. It's like, not only do we know that Deadpool is now in the MCU, we know the filming in 2022, which probably does mean that you won't be seeing the film until 2023, but then on top of that, they're not compromising what made the film so successful in the first place. And as I said, for this, or should I say for some of you, it was probably a no-brainer, but I do completely understand, or you have to kind of appreciate the apprehension of a lot of fans that you wouldn't be surprised if Disney didn't make it R-rated, because they would probably try blur the line and not go as ham as what they did in the previous R-rated Deadpool movies. So yeah, you kind of understand how they may have done that, but they're not going to compromise the character, because that is the character of Deadpool, as we all know. And we're going to have literally a Deadpool R-rated in the world of the MCU, which I just think is fantastic. And it also now sets a new precedent for films that we as fans, or even creators out there who are helming these projects, directing them, know certain other characters should be. I mean, look at Logan. Look at how good it was to finally see him in an R-rated character study setting of a movie. It's like, I wish we had more of that, and now they're actually bridging that gap in the MCU with obviously Deadpool being the first character, and it is honestly just like, well, how couldn't you do that? But talking of bridging that gap and other characters we have in the pipeline, it's just, does this mean that they might indeed make Blade R-rated? Because it's just like, Why wouldn't you? I mean, there is, to explain that, it's just like there are ticket sales, there are certain parents out there, like think about all the general consumers who buy movie tickets, general audience members who, you know, I get it, like they might not want their kid to go into that, and their kid's just like, but mom, MCU movies, like I've seen every single one so far, why aren't you taking me to this one? It's just a reality of the situation. This is a business, there is a lot of passion that goes into this entertainment industry, but at the end of the day, it is that money a lot of the time. So when you make something R-rated, you kind of do compromise the profit of it, potentially, but that just isn't the case, and I think they finally understood that with a character like, you know, Deadpool, that they're like, okay, look how successful that was in Deadpool 2, imagine if we didn't make that R-rated in the next one. So the question is, with things such as Blade, will they potentially sacrifice what it could have been if they don't make it R-rated? Because I think we can all agree, R-rating isn't, I'm not trying to say it's an absolute necessity for everything, because it isn't, but with certain characters, you can bring to fruition the iteration from the source material so much more accurately, and to such a way that will please fans to no end, whereas if you didn't do it before. And I think the success and reception of hopefully a good film that they would have made, which happens to be R-rated, would show that you can take that risk with, you know, I guess doing that with future movies as well. As I said, I'm not saying every film has to be R-rated. Not every character is even like that inherently, but there are certain characters such as Deadpool and hopefully Blade where I feel like it would only do good things. But as, I guess, like as an investment, I get the apprehension of companies sometimes, but it's great news, as I said, and I would love to know what you think down in the pipeline of future movies or future characters you would like to see come to the MCU. Like, do you think Moon Knight and other movies? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. I know also this at the same time is low-key like a thing you were just waiting for official confirmation on anyway, like you kind of thought that Deadpool will be coming to the MCU, but either way, this is just an update video to let you know that it has, and they're not compromising the R-rated kind of DNA that is weaved with Deadpool, and rightfully so. And yeah, I'm excited, because for me, this is mainly not really about Deadpool, it's about the possibility of the future of Disney comic book movies. Because I, as an older person now, like, don't get me wrong, I've appreciated the 10 years of Marvel movies, you know, some more than others, and how they weren't R-rated, but don't get me wrong, I'm looking for a lot more movies like this at the same time, and now that they're signing off on it, and potentially future movies as well, this could only mean really good things for those of us who really, really do want to see that side of things. I mean, sure, there are some people who are like, oh, I don't care about that extra, you know, words they can use and extra gore and violence, but to not repeat myself anymore, that is within the molecular structure of some characters, and if you kind of take that away from them, it isn't actually really adapting them to the accuracy that they demand. Anyway, here's to hoping that Moon Knight, Blade, etc. are R-rated as well, but let me know if you think that they shouldn't be, and just let me know your overall thoughts on this. Is this something that isn't surprising? It shouldn't really be in some factors, but are you also just excited like I am? And other than that, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. Let me know if you want to see more updates just like this, little discussion videos on more MCU little things. Make sure you check out the top pinned comment. That is where I post my links to Twitter, other places to follow me, invites to my Discord server. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.